Hey everyone, Jen here. In this short video titled Just Make the Offer, I want to touch on some of our squeamishness around selling. And this is particularly present when you're starting out. So you might be technically a specialist at whatever it is you do. You're a coach, you're a consultant, you're very good at an area of solving a certain problem for a certain client, but you're not used to selling your services. And you can have a sense of cringe around putting yourself out there, making offers to people, selling people, getting on the phone, trying to persuade people to pay the prices that you're asking. A lot of people talk to me when I'm reaching out via LinkedIn or cold email and just saying, they don't want to be putting themselves on a million social platforms. They don't want to be all like, rah, rah, look at me. And really, we have such a negative connotation about just selling what we do or making an offer. And I wanted to give an example of going to a market recently. It was this awesome kind of South African market with some beautiful kind of handcraft. There was art, there was jewelry, there was all the beautiful things that you imagine would come from South Africa. And the local artisans had kind of laid out their wares and they were all sitting at their booth, and you could walk around as you do at a handicraft market and pick and choose what you wanted. So I was looking at different people's wares. There were some really beautiful items here. There were books, there was music, there were paintings, there were carvings, all kinds of things. As I walked around, most of the vendors just sat. They sat quietly while I was looking at their work, and they were more just like monitoring that, people weren't stealing things. When I went up to a table in the far corner, there was a family there, and the young girl, she was probably about 10 years old. She stood up, she greeted me. She started to tell me the stories of all of her products. They were handmade by the Maasai in Tanzania. This was made by women in Tanzania. This was this type of jewelry. This is how you wear it. You twist it around and it kind of gives it a different formation. You can have something up here. You could have something down here. This is this price. She just engaged me, and she engaged me warmly. And as I was looking at each of the items, she picked it up. She showed it to me. She told me the story of that item. If I was looking at one thing, she pointed out something that would match that item. This child was 10 years old, and she didn't sit and just let me browse and then let me walk away. Just simply making the offer to me, simply telling me about her wares, simply pointing out certain things. That kid made a £25 sale from me, which is about 30 to 40 US dollars. And I came away thinking, like, this is the power of making the offer. We can sit back and feel that we're humble, that we don't want to push ourselves into the limelight, but we don't want to be, extroverted on social media. But the thing is that people are coming constantly looking for a solution. There are people in the world that need the solution that you have. And as someone who's going to market with a product or a service, engaging people, asking them about their problem, offering your solution, telling them the story of your solution, giving them examples of how it could be applied and solved in their business, giving them a complimentary offer. If they're looking at one thing, this other thing could complement that. Just simply engaging people and making the offer is how business is done. We feel like we're holding back so that we're not pushing or selling or kind of oppressing other people, when in fact other people are waiting for something. They're waiting for a solution, somebody to close the gap and meet them and help them see a solution there. So on that day, I learned so much about sales from a little 10-year-old kid at a South African market. And I think that this is something I want to remind myself in my business, which is boldly engage people, tell them the story of a solution. If they're taking interest in what I've got, what I have, make them an offer, tell them my price, tell them complimentary offers, invite them to a trial, invite them to a test of what I have to offer, invite them into my community, follow them up. This is selling. Selling is networking. Selling is relationship. Selling is solving people's problems. And we should never be afraid of making an offer. That brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.